Hello, how's it going? Welcome to the big project time. Now, um, the spoiler was for like one episode, maybe I don't remember. But here's the big project. It's an Akantor. We're gonna be drawing an Akantor. Can you believe it? A Monster Hunter monster again? Cause I don't know, but this will probably be the last project thingy for a little while because I'm seriously sick of not being able to draw anything. So I'm gonna focus more on that after this stupid bad boy. But here's some. I'll give you some background information on Akantor in my story of Encantors. Um, Akantor came from Monster Hunter. Don't know which game, but I'm sorry about that. I fought it in Generations. Same with Amatsu. If you heard that, I think in the last episode too, I talked about that. I think I killed him. I think I fought him like maybe twice or three times. Lost the first two. I think I killed him. Then his brother, Ucanlos, was really hard. I thought he was harder and more annoying, and I never beat him. Look here, this part right now. He looks like that one Pokemon. I don't know what it's called. Tortuga. It's just a really stupid little sea turtle Pokemon. It's black and blue. It looks like this. Anyway, I think that's all the background information on Akantor I really have. He's just a really big spiky dude. He has really small back legs, really big upper front legs. I don't know if they're count as arms. He's not an elder dragon, even though he's like a really big, cool dragon looking thing. He has no wings, but he can fly, I guess. He loves to scream. He stands on his hind legs like this sometimes, and they're really short, so you can't really see him. So that's why the hind legs are really stupid looking, because there's not a lot of good images of them. But I tried. He's really spiky, and he's really stupid. This guy, this part, all right, so this is going to be kind of like the Delamador thing, where I'm going to split this into multiple parts. Probably it will be 3 parts. This first part will be the sketching kind of phase, or drawing, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. And then part 2 will probably be the shading, and then part 3 will probably be coloring, and that'll be it, probably, maybe. But okay, so this part, just the sketching of the boy. This is like attempt 1, I think, still. No, I think I just finished that a little while ago. This is now like the attempt 2. That first attempt I thought was really ugly and stupid, so like, oh, I can't. So I just redid one over it, try to get more flow in his body. I thought he looked a little rigid and a little gross and stupid, and I was like, I want to put more dynamic posing into him. There's a Proco lesson, something like that. So I was trying to do that, so that's kind of like, this is the redo of the first thing. This will be part 1. This whole sketching thing took about 3 hours and I think 20 minutes it was. And this was also shortened or sped up about the same as the last video. Or was that? I don't remember which one. One of the last 2 drawing videos, I talked about wanting to maybe stick to like a certain like speed up range every time. And this is about the same range. It's about 1,200%, something like that. It was like 1,208%. So it's like 12 times speed. So in mathematics, I think that's like for every 1 second, it's like 12 seconds. So it's like 5 seconds is a minute, I think. So it's pretty sped up. See, all things in this thing. So big project. I'll talk about that. I forgot. I already recorded this a little bit. I'm gonna tell you right now, and there was a lot of noises and a lot of crazy things going on outside. So I just decided to scrap that and redo it. So I don't remember everything I talked about, but we're gonna try to act like this is the first recording. So back to what I was saying, which was important, but I forgot, and it's something to do with this. Oh, big projects. That's what it was. So when I say big project, pretty much what I mean is, if you look at my channel, you'll see the banner I have is an Amatsu, and I've shown him a few times too. And I think maybe I showed off another, like a Zenogre maybe, in one of my firstest videos, maybe. Big projects are those ones. I haven't done very many of them, but if you go to like the links in the description and you go to like my art station, I think that's what it's called, you'll see a few more of my Monster Hunter monsters. Big projects usually take a long time. I'm usually pretty slow at drawing and kind of suckish. But past big drawings I've done have taken a few weeks, sometimes months of just sucking. I've done an Astalos for Monster Hunter, Amatsu, because you already saw that for Monster Hunter, Delamador, obviously, for Monster Hunter, obviously. What else? I did a Zenogre for Monster Hunter. I did a Rathian, which was like a really stupid clay pot, like pottery thing, so that doesn't really count. I think I'm missing one. A Volcana for Monster Hunter, and that's about all the big projects that I would say that have taken like a long time. There's like another one I did for my cousin for like a commission, but that doesn't really count. It's different. But all these ones are like personal and for fun, and they take forever, and I work really hard on them, and usually at the end I'm like, wow, that's all right, but gross, but I liked it, kind of. And then I'll look at it a few days later and be like, oh. Like a lot of them now kind of look really ugly and gross, except this is an ogre one. That one always looked ugly and gross, but you know, I'm still kind of proud of the work I put in. So this is gonna be kind of like that. It's gonna take a little while. I'm still working on it currently. At the moment, I am in the shading phase. I've already done this soul sketching part, and now I'm already working on shading. About, I'd say, halfway through with the shading phase, maybe a little bit more, maybe like 60-70%. I kind of got him shaded. I'm gonna do the background as well, shading. I'm trying to do some new techniques with drawing. Always got to do something new, just so I can't ever say I'm really good at anything yet. Always got to be doing something different. So obviously with this, I use a ton of references again. A lot of references. Looked at references for the background too. That was kind of a big mistake I made with this. I didn't really consider the background at this moment. And I was like, oh, if this is gonna be a big drawing, I kind of need to consider that, because that's kind of the thing for my big drawings. I always like to consider the backgrounds and the whole image. For this one, I didn't, so that was kind of stupid. But then I thought about it and brought it back in. It's just gonna be Ingle Isle, if you know what I'm talking about. It's a Monster Hunter map that's usually fight this guy in. That's a pretty common map for fighting big fire-ish monsters in Monster Hunter on like the DS and Switch and stuff. That's pretty much what the background's gonna be, just an area from Ingle Isle. So let's see, and then this part. Let's see. I don't remember everything I was on to talk about because I already recorded it and I got rid of it. But I covered a few good topics. I guess I talked about that, the layer drawing. So I can talk about his arm will be coming up. I'm gonna do the scales again, and if you watch my Delamador, you'll know that scales were a bit of a thing, because Delamador is literally only scales, and since the picture was already started with that video, most of it really was scales, and it was a little stupid, but in the end I kind of liked it. It's all right, but I was like, I'm not gonna do that again, and then I kind of did that again here. But this time I really like his scales, and it really wasn't that much scales. And I tried to simplify him more because I already knew I didn't want to do that again. So I was trying to like simplify him a little bit, kind of keep him close to the reference. I like to stick pretty close to the references. I don't like to stray away from them that much. I think when you're doing like fan art kind of things, or like you're basing it off of something, I just don't get like trying to change it, unless you're obviously trying to do something new, like, or in universe or whatever you want to say of that the thing you're drawing. But if I'm drawing something like from a game or whatever, like it's not mine, I'm gonna just try to recreate it. And so that was, yeah, I kind of talked about that with the legs. There's not a lot of reference images of his legs because he's really squatting all the time, so there's not a lot of images for his legs, so they look kind of stupid, but they turn out all right. I think I'm about to get to the nose area. That was an issue for me. It was really hard to get that for some reason, even though it really shouldn't be, but I'm gonna get to his arm scales later, and that'll be interesting. At first they look pretty gross, and then I fix them up a little bit, and then I'll be like, oh, that's cool. But that was another thing that my girlfriend talked to me about, that part, like scales, because they usually take me a while, and she was like, why don't you try something new and not draw them and then just do them later in like the coloring phase. And I was like, that's a good idea. Maybe I might try that. So next time, maybe I won't draw scales ever again, and maybe I'll just paint them. We'll see. But for now, I'm gonna draw him in a little bit after I draw this stupid shark-like kind of teeth. That was kind of what I was just doing for here. For the teeth area, it's kind of just like whatever, sharp teeth. That's kind of what he just has. He just has really sharp teeth. I don't think they're this small. I don't think so. I think they're a bit bigger, but I kind of like sharp dagger, stupid teeth. That's kind of something I changed. But most other things, like his tummy, looked at a lot of references for that. Sorry. And try to get that real close. Looked at a lot of references to his arms because he has really big arms. Those always have references. I saw a lot of his arms. Let's see. What else goes on? Oh yeah, the background. Since I told you, I didn't really consider it for a while, so it's gonna get drawn in like at the end. There is no background like pre-drawing for a little while. It'll be drawn in at the end. You'll see it's not that crazy. See, and then yeah, after this will be in the shading. I literally don't know what else to talk about. I guess I'll just try to stick along with the drawing now, because now we're getting into the arm scales. And yeah, there's always a few pauses here and there. Me having to do something, or I don't know, I forgot to pause. I think that was a thing for a while. I think I forgot to pause for like, I don't know, like maybe an hour. Not even like an hour. It was a while though. I forgot to pause for a little bit at some point. I don't remember when though. It might have been that was kind of long, but I feel like there was a longer not pause. But see what's going on. Oh yeah, the sides of scales are always very annoying on a monster when its arm curves, because it's like scales have to be like smaller and more squished together. But the mind of a flat, like the mind when drawing a flat image, makes you kind of just want to repeat the pattern like going around, but it doesn't work like that. It's gotta like curve, and the scales gotta get smaller and like roll with the form around the object, which is really hard. Always pretty annoying. These scales are almost the right ones. They're gonna change again, and so is that arm thing, because it kind of looks a little like weirdly flat here. So that's gonna change too a little bit. I don't know if it'll actually be in this video, because even in the shading one, I think I mess around a little bit more with the sketching. I put some of that in here, but I did stop at some point and be like, all right, that was the end of the sketching, and then I started the shading, and then I was like, no, let me change that again. So I think I put a little bit of that, like the section of shading, into here. I don't know if there'll be shading in that part, but put it in because there was a little bit more sketching of usually the background, and I think a little bit of him. What's happening? Oh yeah, you can see, that was another thing I wanted to tell you about. You can see the arrows. I don't know like where to describe it. In like the 1/3 to the left, there's arrows flashing. That's like a back and a forward-ish arrow that are like curved or U-turned. You can watch that too if you want, and like kind of see how much I have to undo a lot of stupid things. They'll be flickering in and out a lot. Also, you can look at the brushes, and that's how often I have to usually go back and forth between like erasing or drawing or whatever. I usually just use one brush though, at least for sketching or whatever. I still don't really have a good brush, but whatevs, just doing my thing. Dang, kind of sped around that part with the talking. It took me a little bit while longer last time, but no, it's all right. We only got a little bit left. Yeah, I think I talked about everything I needed to cover. Oh yeah, we recorded Monster Hunter again. I'm gonna be editing that soon. And then oh yeah, I said that this is gonna be the last big drawing for a while. After this, I think I'm gonna try to get back to just doing regular like gameplay and thumbnails. That'll stick around. And then I think I'm gonna go to trying to draw people, because I'm really sick of just not being able to draw like any particular thing. Like I really just need a reference to like draw anything, and without one I like literally have no idea what to draw. Like if I just have a pen and paper and I'm like, I want to draw, like I have nothing to draw because I don't know what to do. I like need a reference or need some imagery or something. I'm sick of that, and I want to draw people. I want to start putting more people-ish objects into thumbnails and have them be in the forefront. So I'm gonna try to learn that after this guy. Thankfully my girlfriend's a good people drawer, so maybe she can help. So hopefully it won't be that bad of a process. yeah, so that'll be the next thing up after this. Yeah, I'm drawing the shadow here. That's not gonna stay. Oh yeah, then the background, I thought it was really gross and it didn't really match with the way he was like standing. I felt like yeah, there we go. Shrink that down. He's really big, so I was like, oh, let's make it bigger, kinda. Perspective's always a woof. And this shadow, even though I'm like, I don't know how to work with shadows still. I had a pretty bad time with the lighting here. We'll see that in the shading area, but I was kind of thinking of like, I wanted the moon to like backlight light him, like edge lights. Oh, a lot of noise probably there, sorry. I wanted like edge lights for him. But also I like kind of thought I would have lighting and like kind of above him, which is really stupid, and I don't know why I thought that, because there's like no light in front of him. So later on, the next video, you'll see it changes. So there's like lava will be coming out where his feetsies are, like he's breaking the ground, and lava will be coming out because he does that a lot. He makes lava spray everywhere. So light sources will be kind of underneath him, but I want the top part of him is gonna be really dark. So the shadow's gonna go away, and he's gonna be edge lit, and it'll look super cool. And I think that's it for this. Yeah, I changed the scales at some point. I think they look pretty neat. Like the little details of the tail receding and the feet receding back. Kind of just like the impression of scales and like patterns of ridges without any really being there. And there you go. And that's it. So that's part 1. Thanks for watching. Part 2 and 3 will be up some point. Monster Hunter Let's Play will be up at some point. We fought a fish, and that is all I'll tell you about it. Alright, thank you, goodbye, whatever.